you think your job is bad. 30,000 years ago, your ancestors had jobs that killed them in a single afternoon. There were no offices, there were no contracts, there were no safety rules. The wrong move meant a slow death from infection. A bad day at work meant being eaten alive. The Stone Age was not a vacation. It was the most dangerous period of human history. Some Stone Age jobs were so deadly that the people who did them rarely lived past 30. Today, we're counting down the 5 worst jobs in the Stone Age. Jobs that left their marks on bones we still dig up today. Jobs that, by the end of this video, will make you grateful for your boring office. Number 5. The childminder. This sounds harmless. It wasn't. In the Stone Age, watching the children was given to the elderly, the injured, and those who couldn't hunt. They sat at the edge of the camp while the strong adults left for the day. And every single thing in the world wanted to kill those children. Wolves circled the camps at night. Cave hyenas patrolled the ridges in daylight. Saber-toothed cats stalked the children who wandered too far from the fire. A toddler that wandered out of sight for 10 minutes might never come back. Skeletons of Stone Age children show bite marks from animals that hunted them. Some skulls show puncture wounds where leopard fangs had crushed the bone. The childminders who lost a child were marked by their tribe. Many were exiled. Some chose to die rather than face the parents. Number 4. The Firekeeper. Fire was the single most important technology in the Stone Age. Without it, the tribe would freeze in winter. Without it, the meat would rot. Without it, predators would creep into the camp at night. So one person was given the job of keeping the fire alive at all times. They could not sleep deeply. They could not leave the fire unattended. They could not let it die, even for a single hour. The firekeeper was usually a young woman or an older child, their lungs filled with smoke every single day. Their hands were burned over and over. Their eyes went blind from decades of staring into flames, and if the fire died on their watch even once, the entire tribe might starve before spring. One mistake. Death for everyone you loved. Number 3. The Flint knapper. Every spear, every blade, every arrowhead in the Stone Age was made by hand, by a single specialist who spent their entire life sitting in one place, hammering rocks together. The job sounds peaceful. It was a slow death. Flint, when struck, shatters into knife-sharp shards. These shards flew at incredible speeds. They cut the flint knapper's hands. They cut their face. They lodged in their eyes. Most flint knappers were partially or completely blind by the age of 40. Their lungs filled with stone dust over decades, causing a disease we now call silicosis. They coughed up gray phlegm. They drowned slowly in their own bodies. We can see the silica deposits in their lung cavities, fossilized in stone. The tribe relied on them completely. Without their tools, no one could hunt, so they kept making blades until the blades killed them. Number 2. The hunter. Everyone thinks of the Stone Age and pictures a hunter spearing a mammoth. The image is romantic. The reality was a slaughterhouse. Stone Age hunters faced animals that no human today could survive. Cave bears the size of small cars. Aurochs, the ancestors of cattle, weighed over a ton and could kill a hunter with a single kick. Woolly rhinos charged at 50 kilometers per hour. The skeletons of male Neanderthals show horrific injuries, crushed ribs, broken arms, skull fractures from being thrown by enormous animals. Modern researchers compared the patterns of injuries to those of professional rodeo riders. The Neanderthal injuries were worse. To kill a mammoth, hunters had to get close enough to push a wooden spear into its hide, close enough to be trampled. Half of all Stone Age hunters died before they had children. Number 1. The honey hunter. You think the worst job in the Stone Age was hunting mammoths. You're wrong. The worst job in the Stone Age was getting honey. We have proof. In a cave in eastern Spain, archaeologists found a painting 8,000 years old. The painting shows a single human figure, naked, climbing a thin rope ladder up a cliff face. Above the figure, a swarm of bees so large that the painter drew them as a black storm, covering half the wall. The honey hunter had no protection, no clothing, no smoke, just a basket and a rope. They had to climb 60 meters up a vertical cliff, reach into a hive of thousands of wild bees, tear out the honeycomb with their bare hands, while being stung hundreds of times. The pain was so intense that ancient humans sometimes lost consciousness on the cliff face. They fell. They died on the rocks below. Some fell from 20 meters, some from 60. The bodies were never recovered. The tribe simply waited at the base of the cliff for hours, then walked away. Why would any human do this? Why climb to your death for sticky yellow liquid? Because honey was the most valuable food on earth. Concentrated calories, pure energy, medicine that healed wounds and treated infections, sweetness in a world that had no sugar, no fruit in winter, no candy, no chocolate. A single basket of honey could feed an entire family for a month. So the honey hunters climbed. They taught their children to climb. Their children taught their grandchildren, and many of them never came back down. Their bones still lie at the bottom of cliffs across Spain, across France, across Africa, across every continent humans ever lived on. 5 jobs. 5 ways to die before 30. The childminder, the firekeeper, the flint knapper, the hunter, the honey hunter. Every one of these jobs left scars on the bones of our ancestors. Every one of these jobs was someone's whole life. There were no weekends, no retirement. There were no promotions, no second chances. There was only the work, the danger, and the hope that you would survive long enough to teach your children how to do the same job after you. The next time you complain about your boring office, remember this. Your ancestor climbed a cliff covered in thousands of bees, with no protection, no rope, no safety, just so that one day you could be born.